Hello everybody and welcome back to Emerald Dragon. And we return out of the cave to find that Began has left, and he left his staff behind. So we're just gonna take that. Yeah, that's a possibility, and we'd be heading back to town anyway. Because we don't exactly know where to go from here. Huh, only Farna can wield it for some reason. Ah, well, I'm sure it's nothing. Now let's get ourselves back to town. Anyway, I was thinking about what I said earlier about fan translations, and there are some very faithful ones, certainly, but pretty much since the beginning, fan translations have been something of a Wild West. You should look up what happened surrounding the Tales of Fantasia fan translation versus the official release we eventually got. Oh, I already talked to this guy, whoops. Oh, there's another dungeon nearby. Well, let's just poke around there and see what happens. Oh yeah, I'm going to be doing this quite a bit more from now on, just to emphasize exactly how many different chat dialogues there are. Because there are a ton. Pretty much any time you hit any kind of story trigger, there's a new dialogue in the talk command. I was just discovering exactly how much there was in this game myself. Once I'm done with this playthrough for you people, I'm just gonna go back through the game again for what, like the 5th time, and then try to tally up all of the different conversations there are. Because I think there are a lot more of those in this game than there are even in Phantasy Star 4. By the way, you can actually, as I found out later, access the chat and map using the shoulder buttons. As in, there's a dedicated button on your controller for the talk command. It's great. Let's read the... Okay. I'm going to be giving you previews of the main enemies in an area and doing scripted encounters, but that's pretty much it. I'm going to be cutting most everything else. I have to admit this isn't, at most times, a very tactically interesting game when dealing with the trash mobs. So, ghouls are casters, and as casters they run away when you get close to them. Okay, that means you can only cross safely in this dungeon by crossing over the red tiles. If you step on any of the gray jeweled tiles, well, you get kicked back to the start of the dungeon. Thankfully, the entire dungeon only consists of this one admittedly very large room. But you're not likely to really get kicked back to the start. This isn't like the fire trap dungeon, the fire trap in Ys for Dawn of Ys. Yeah, being A little bit of a relative of Ultima means that combats can get a bit repetitive, but, you know, I don't really think of being repetitive as being inherently terrible. After all, I'm a big fan of the Dynasty Warriors series. It really depends on how it's handled in the game design itself and the context that surrounds it. For example, in a relatively short RPG like this one, a single playthrough will be like 14 to 16 hours. It doesn't last long enough for any deficiencies in the combat to overstay their welcome. Yeah, this is a bit of a shorter game. To be honest, I kind of miss JRPGs that manage to tell a full story in like 15 to 16 hours, like Final Fantasy IV and, well, this. Because I don't think there are very many RPGs that really earn their length. Okay, what'd you do? Oh! So he was looking for the purple dragon gem too. Of course he was killed by a killer scorpion, the nastiest enemy in that cave. Oh. Oh, Baggin also made a promise to a dear friend of his. So, he's not only left the party, he's headed far away to a place we can't really get to, and he has one of the Emerald Graces. Time to chase after the old man. Yeah, we can't exactly do that ourselves. Breaking through a fortress on our own, that's just not something that's gonna happen. Oh, I forgot to cut out this encounter. Please bear with the technical difficulties. Yeah, one of the things about wizard AI enemies is that they run away when you get close, which is a decent way to shut them down. Even if it takes a little while to cut them down because they keep on running, it's better to have them running than shooting. So, to get back to the entrance, we just need to fail. Goodbye, random encounter. Oh, what do you know? Hehe. Oh, this is interesting now. Oh, this is great. We're just gonna save a little bit. I'm glad to have all these save slots again. It's really the problem I had with, well, some other modern games really, but not just Transformers Devastation, but also games like the Strider remake where they don't give you multiple save slots to rotate saves. I always considered that a deficiency. Okay, the wine I bought earlier, that's for this guy. Yeah, that's about the size of it. Oh yeah, you definitely don't look like it, but that makes you a good agent, I guess. Okay, we'll just pop over to the item shop. That we did. Now fork it over. Okay, it's time for us to begin Operation Intrude. Let's get to the sneaking mission. Every single trigger! It's amazing! This is like Trails in the Sky level alternate dialogue. That's never gonna happen. Thank you, Tamarin. So let's get moving. Oh, this is where I discovered where the shoulder button can initiate the talk command. Sorry about that. So, plow through some random encounters. Nothing too much to worry us right now. Well, that's one way of doing things. Yeah, Ostracon has been mentioned a few times, but we're gonna be meeting him fairly soon, because we're going to the same town that he is. We can't actually enter any of the fortress buildings right now, so all we can really do is just pass on through. Yeah! That's what guards are for! Ah, screw it, let's get him. Okay, just a few steel soldiers, nothing to worry about. I lucked out, there can sometimes be 8 of them, but, well, it's not a problem either way. These were so 2 dungeons ago. 3 dungeons, actually. Not the time. Yeah, you have to get rid of this thing no matter what happens. Whatever happens, well, we'll just see what happens. The entire adventuring world revolves around bars. Yeah, the encounters in this region are pretty much the same as the ones in the last dungeon, so there's no reason to show anything. And there's Hovi. I'm just gonna tent up here. Oh, okay, what are they like? Oh, so they're Vikings! Sounds like a fair plan. Ostracon is coming here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Ostracon is a guy who joined the demon side, you know, betraying humanity and whatnot. Yes, is he a grim, brooding, tortured fellow who saw no hope but to join the demon army to save himself? Nah, he's just a prick. Ostracon is basically the Dallas of this game. Anyway, we can't really afford the weapons in this town quite yet, so we're just going to be picking up some armor. I'll be taking some of this. And I'll be taking a few of these. Remember, if I seem stingy, it's with a purpose. I've been watching too much Last Alert. Yeah, we just sold the platinum we got in the cave. It means we can't make Vanquish, but it does mean we have spending money. Huh, oh, okay. The law is meaningless. That's just messed up. Superstitious, that's another word for it. Well, they sound like a lovely bunch. Okay, just want to make sure I didn't miss an in scene. And I did not. Yeah, the thing is, new in scenes don't show up that frequently. So sometimes when you stay at an inn normally, the most that can happen is that someone falls out of bed. And I'm serious, actually. There is a very tiny scene where someone falls out of bed. But hey, a new casino! Let's try our luck. Yeah, why not? Let's do this thing. Oof, expensive, but the prize is worth it. Okay, this is just memory. Get more matches than your opponent. There are some characters in the cards here that we haven't really encountered yet. Don't sass me, I know what I'm doing. I am the memory champion. Yeah, the thing is, the Super Nintendo version of the game... There is some cut content, but pretty much everything they cut was side quests. Oh, is it now? Yeah, they cut out pretty much all of the side quests in this version of the game, and I am perfectly fine with that, because I don't really associate this era of RPGs with being about side quests. I mean, there definitely were. Chrono Trigger had quite a few. Final Fantasy VI was basically all side quests in the back half because the apocalypse was so terrible it apparently turned the world into a romancing saga game. But side quests aren't just a thing I think about, even though I do them in older games. So we got the bunny knife. Yeah, it doesn't have the same reach as the staff, but it costs very little AP to actually use as a weapon, and it's fairly strong. Hello, bartender. You have to tip him. So, what's Ostracon like? There was a bit of a hesitation there, sir. Yeah, he'll say different things for each option until you say, hey, I know tap. Okay, Khosrow is here. Oh yeah, he's, torturing a guy. Hey, you have a unique sprite. You have a portrait! In fact, you're one of the guys in the cards in the game we just played. You're important, sir. Oh, give it all away, why don't you? Hey, Khosrow has seen stuff. We're gonna be finding out more about his family. Well, we can't give the game away this quickly. So let's get... And he's just gonna have a drink. Oh, you haven't, sir. Metal Gear? Oh. But he's being tortured. We're gonna have to do something about that. Oh! Whoa, sir! That doesn't sound like a good plan at all! Oh, okay. So, Operation Suicide Squad doesn't really sound that great. Not for us, anyway. Let's do it! Are you out of your mind, sir? How did you get that, sir? Oh, okay. Wait, he has his own party. That's pretty great. Huh. Oh, this again. Oomph. Thank you, Tamron. I wish you were in more games. Oh yeah, it's just the middle of their headquarters. You know, if Ostracon is right here, things could get messy. Oh, it's just a scripted encounter. What are you evil knights doing here? You're an old encounter. Go away. All these casters. That's what really eats up the time in later encounters. Oh yeah, Tamron can cast that now. Forgot to mention it back in the previous cave, but it's a big help. The big problem is that whenever a spellcaster learns a new spell, the game doesn't tell you. You just have to, well, get your big surprise. Oh, nobody's here. The rest of the encounters in this area are just stuff we've already encountered in previous areas. Probably because we can't really afford new weapons, so they don't expect us to be able to deal the extra damage. Elm the Demon Wizard. Okay. No matter how many troops you have, it won't be enough. Well, let's see about that. Now, coming up is a scene which is what convinced me that things were going to be different about this game going forward. Let's get a move on. And there's Ostracon. He was actually in the intro when Atrushan was arriving in Ishban. He was the one attacking that fortress. Whoa, you look like a rival. So, what are you planning to do, sir? Okay, that's a bit out there. Hero versus deadly rival. Who comes out? Oh, his arm's gone. It's completely gone. It's not even on his sprite anymore. And, oh. And there's Elm. Not just trying, he is very much interfering. The game is not just blowing smoke here. Elm can be a very nasty boss fight. He angry. Okay, Elm the Demon Mage. Basically, if left to his own devices, every turn he will cast a thunder spell that will do, 200 to 300 damage to your entire party. Which is why you need to exploit the wizard AI to set him running, otherwise you are toast. You don't really have the healing power to endure what he can dish out for very long. Not that you ever get any heal the party as spells, but you can't afford powerful potions yet. I'm even going to use the high potion we found in, well, wherever we found it, just to keep Hathram alive. However, once you can get right up in his grill, it's not too much more difficult from there on out. So, as for what happened, now I've played a lot of JRPGs, and the usual procedure for this is when the first time the hero encounters the deadly rival, the hero gets smacked down. He gets kicked in the nuts, he maybe gets captured. But there's definitely a whole lot of losing involved. Dismemberment is never really an option. However, the fact that the hero stoked the hatred of one of the major villains by doing something very, very personal like that is something I'm just glad to see, not something weak sauce like just foiling his plans once in a while. Crippling injuries are a good way to start things off on a bad foot. Anyway, now Elm is pretty much useless. Once you take care of his cover, there should be no problem in petting him down yourself. See, he's already critical. Thank you, Tamron. And down he goes. That's quite a lot of cash for a battle. Unfortunately, Ostracon does have the villain teleport. And he just leaves. You're welcome, you know. But still, we not only saved the chief, we kicked out Ostracon and killed one of his chief commanders. Today was a very good day. So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you next time when we follow up on what we did. See you then, goodbye.